All right. Top of the morning, top of the evening, top of the night, whatever time zone you are on. We are live. Let me do my security update really quick. A moment of silence again for all those who have lost their lives. Let me do my security update real quick. Let's remember this, everybody. If we can look up, we can get up. If we can get up, we can go up. Okay, that's fine. Thank you so much. Yeah, that was fine. You see the title? I have to say it again. Michigan, what is up? Check my volume out real quick this time. Straighten this out a little bit. I need to get my other light out or what? That's in boxes. Think about this devices. I don't 100% care for the lighting on this electronic device that I am on. Let me make sure my volume is good. Think about this devices. I don't 100% care for the lighting on this. Hey, P. Legal. Oh, good. You know what? The thumbs ups are back because on the other video, I had some thumbs down. Hello, everybody. Hopefully, everybody is doing the best that they can in the situation that they're in. And to the people in the bushes, hello. To the people who like to leave thumbs down or whatever. Hello, how do you too? What you gonna do other than leave a thumbs down and watch me? Hopefully, you learned a little something. And then all you're getting over here, because I don't play games, hopefully you get an understanding. Now, having said that, let me do the share again, and let's get to this music, and let's move on. let's do this again. Yes, yes, yes. There we go. Volume. Let's go. There we go. There we go.
Hush now, child, and don't cry. Your folks might understand you by and by. Just move on up toward your destination. Though you may find from time to time complication. Bite your lip and take the trip. Though there may be wet road ahead and you cannot slip, just move on up for peace you'll find into the steeple of beautiful people where there's only one kind.
Woo, come on.
So hush now, child, and don't cry. Your folks might understand you.
Come on, Curtis.
By and by. Move on up.
What we gonna do?
And keep on wishing.
We gonna keep on working.
Your dream is your only scheme. So keep on pushing. Take nothing less.
What is good
than the supreme best.
in my sanctified soul
Do
tonight?
not obey. You must be forsaken, but you can pass the test. Just move on up to a greater day.
Move
With
on
just
up.
a little faith
We don't care about the rumors. We want the facts. Where's the proof? Hey, Flower.
Move on up. We move on up. Watch out, we just move on up. We move on up. Move on up.
Pulls up some good facts. Now, in order to understand that Curtis Mayfield breakdown, you have to be a musician. But let's move on up. Oh, wait a minute. Let me respond to this real quick. Okay. My best friend is in the background cutting up on this. All right. Tonight. I gotta sweep my hair back over that way. Right? All right. All right. Excuse me. Hair difficulties. Yeah. And I have to watch this right here, ladies. This has a tendency, these cords in here, when you're wearing them all the time, to eat your hair out. All right, so let's get to it. Let's get to this business. I'm on another electronic device. Like I said, I had everything laid out on mine. Now, for this one, I have to get back into all of my notes. Get back into so let's get into this. All right. Thank you for your patience, everyone. For those of you who were on earlier and came back, thank you. It would help if I was in real time. All right, here we go. All right, let's remember, we do the work and we stay actively engaged. We don't care what other people do. We don't care what other people say. Because when our life is over, it's going to be contingent and predicated upon the work that we've done or the lack thereof. Okay, you're taking a little bit long to load these documents. In the tech community, we like everything done in a millisecond. Yeah. And parental consent. Viewers' discretion is advised. Strong and graphic language will be used. Know that in advance. Right there. That's where I want it. All right. Here we go. Now let me do the share. I'm ready for real this time. Apologies for the loud clicking. I am on a different electronic device tonight. We go. Make sure everybody can see that. Hit the refresh on my stuff. There we go. Okay. People are so funny. The thumbs up 7, thumbs down 5. 4 people showing watching that. Anyway, class. Everything leaves a digital fingerprint, period. We don't care what you think. We don't care what you thought. We don't care about your feelings. Ooh, don't forget and pick up your feelings. Don't let them. Okay, let me get off of that because I'm all over in the key. But we don't care about the feelings. We don't care about the sensationalism. What we care about is the truth, because the news media has a tendency to sensationalize everything. And why am I seeing the wrong title on this live? Google as a distribution platform. This is not the title that I have. All right. So my title should read Sensationalism. It should say FBI raid. So on and so forth. That's not what I'm seeing on YouTube, in the YouTube feed, because I have FBI raided, yeah, City Hall, some council members. I also have body parts up there, yeah, and Rosemont, I said, what's good? And I have sent them up there, not facts. Sensationalism isn't. That's what the name of my title is. All this stuff you Google distribution is doing right now, because I am streaming through a third party form. All right. Science is provable. Let's get to it. FBI raid, Detroit. Let's go. What's going on, Michigan? Always in something. Always doing something here in Michigan as usual. Let's get to it.
First, let's get to our breaking news as the FBI raised Detroit's City Hall and council members' home corruption probe. And that top in a corruption. Our focus is corruption probe. And that does top our news this is this investigation of that investigation constitute the largest federal investigator since formative 28 years in Donald Trump commuted. So what's been happening since then? Let's get to Victor Williams with a closer look at what we're learning and what they may be looking for. Victor.
Yes, Rhonda, well, this raid has been going on for quite some time. Right behind me, you'll notice some FBI agents
3,000.
the entrance of the Coleman Young Municipal Center. Wait for them to come out with any evidence that they find. They have already with multiple boxes.
Oh, Janae.
City Council members Janae Ayers are the target of a federal corruption investigation.
No proof.
FBI agents are also executing search warrants at the homes of these city council members as well. Some of the video caught right on the scene. Now, what do you just know that no criminal just has? Now, we are waiting for them to come out. It looks like that maybe posted on what know that all of this is happening. Just federal bribery charges were filed against city councilmen.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm just going to have a short statement for you here today. I'm Tim Waters. I'm the special agent in charge for the FBI here in Michigan. This morning, as in Michigan, as you all very well know, FBI agents, along with task force officers from the FBI, executed search warrants in Detroit field office. Executed search warrants at multiple locations here in Southeast Michigan and along in City Hall. Really, at this point, why are we doing this in Detroit? Have a right to collecting evidence, send it to the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Eastern District of Michigan, who will make all decisions on charging. In this ongoing investigation. The FBI is the lead federal agency for public corruption matters in the United States. We take these allegations exceptionally seriously. It is our number one priority for our criminal investigations, and as such, obviously, we need the public's help in investigating these type of cases. Anyone with information on public corruption matters, both here in the city of Detroit, but also throughout Michigan, to please. At this point, I cannot. There'll be more information that will come out in the near.
This is where search inside?
You can't get the information.
Not telling anything. They're not telling anything.
Yeah, there were a number of locations that were searched, and I can see where this is
We have
going.
this
You're
information.
gonna ask a lot of questions that I can't answer, so I'm going to away. But there will be more information to follow. Okay, I promise.
Done today.
Well, pretty likely. Will likely be done today.
Charges are being filed.
No charges are being filed
Thank you.
right now.
Yes, appreciate it.
So, I'll be sending around a written version of this as well. So
With the
this afternoon,
same information. Stop.
we'll have essentially the same information that the SEC provided. The contact number asking the public to.
And we'll go ahead and
I'm
wrap it up.
about to right there. I'm
Found at this point, we'll keep you guys updated on this development.
Why, Detroit? Why? 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 And I'm gonna change this title too. Why I'm right here, because it's not showing up the way I needed to be showing up. So let me do this really quick. Thank you for your patience, you all. Let me go right up in here in YouTube Studio. I am not seeing the appropriate title. So let me handle this business real quick in real time. Come on, YouTube, y'all taking all day. What is up with my throughput today? All right, let's go. Let's go to it. Let's get to it. So Yeah, let me get this title up out of here because it's wrong. Right here. Yeah, let's edit this right now. All right. Thank you all for bearing with me. But like I said, they don't have the title that I had. And that's showing in Restream. So that's so different. Yeah. Can y'all wait till I finish? Let me put the hyphen in here. Okay. Okay. And there's one more thing I want to edit, and then I'll come back to you all. Yeah, no, I want to save this. All right. And there we go. There we go. Now, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Let me hit my refresh on this. There we go. Now I can see my accurate title. All right, Letha. Y'all got the real y'all. Okay. All right. So let's get to it. Again, no information was given on why. I guess I could have made a bunch of calls to see what was going on, but in terms of City Hall at Detroit being raided today, however, I did not. Again, why Detroit? Why Michigan? Because somebody from the Republican Party, as a matter of fact, one of the head of the Republican Party in the state of Michigan is being investigated too. Michigan is always doing something. So the turn up is real here. Now, let's get off into this. Let me go back to what I need to go back to because Popo, you just got on the force. Detroit, Michigan. No, again, like I said, my state be turned up, and you getting into a fight. Okay. So you just got forced and you getting into a fight.
First, let's get to our breaking news.
Nope, we already heard that. Let's move on. This right here is the breaking news. Happened Friday last week. And they're reporting on it. Now that we have video footage that we can see, and no, I did not authentic the video footage. No, I did not go through and it down still shot by still shot. But I'ma just roll. Let's go.
New Detroit police officer.
But first,
just hours
new
after graduating.
Detroit police officer
At 6, that officer
on the wrong side
several new recruits
of the law.
the oath
All just hours
The ceremony took place Friday morning.
after graduating the academy. Topping our news
Later, it shows the officers
at
Greek Town.
6. That officer
Joins us live with more
was one of several new
on what happened.
recruits who took the oath to protect and serve.
And the graduation ceremony took place Friday morning in downtown Detroit. But we want you to take a look at video from hours later. It shows the officer in a brawl in Greektown. Before defender Sean Lay joins us live with more on what happened here. Sean.
We'll walk you through. We have video of the officer getting Friday morning, taking pictures. Chief, hours later, he was arrested.
It's fine on my end, Letha.
Arresting officers reporting that the officer was disruptive and making racial comments after they took him into custody.
The officer is on the left in the okay.
The local 4 defenders have the video of a Detroit police officer a fight in Greektown at 1:30 Saturday morning. Now look at this. That same officer, only hours before, graduated from the police academy, saluting Chief White, getting his band, posing for a photo with the chief, and then getting this message.
This community expects your best. And this community deserves
We asked the chief
your best.
Let's
if the officer will
take you
immediately
through the video. The officer is on the left in the white t-shirt. He's in his uniform pants, and his new Detroit officers jump in, and the new officer continues to throw punches. Retired Assistant Detroit Police Chief Steve Dolan has never heard of a new officer arrested by a once the new officer was using profanity. She'll come immediately.
This will not be a heavy
The clip was sounding choppy.
Statement on extremely disciplinary officer. There's more pills in the.
That's Restream.
They called them suspected narcotics in a report.
And yeah,
we did check them out. They do
yes,
not.
they were chopping it.
Substances at this point. Among investigators.
Because I know I am loud and it's not my audio, my internal electronic. At this point, it's the way Restream is pushing it out on your end.
Thank you, Sean.
I am loud and it's not my audio. Yeah, that Restream is pushed out. For this video clip, is I'll post it in the bottom of the chat. I'll post it in the description. Let me run this. Okay, so I'll stop the share. I'll stop the Restream share on that. And I will go back into this. Um, and another thing too, why I just don't want to put it on Restream. I want to say, even though the officers' faces are already blurred, a lot of times Google distribution platform, they'll be doing their own things behind the scenes. And that's just the fact. They have their perimeters set up to automatically look for certain things and filter out certain things. And I don't know what is going on with my hair. Now, got up the earlier live and came back. And a lot of times they'll be doing things in the background with their artificial intelligence, interfering with others. So let's just get that out the way. Google as a distribution center platform, it is what it is. And anytime you all want to have a real conversation about technology, user interfaces, and data warehouses, so on and so forth, we can have that discussion. But if I discuss that with you all, it won't be free. Now, having said that, let me go back in and do the share on this and see how it is now. And again, hello to the Bushes, Monica, P Legal, Cha Cha, Letha, 3000. Flower Bloom was here earlier. Royalty Rain was in here earlier. Again, hello, everybody. And let's see something. Okay. Yeah, my sound is good. Like I said, I'm on a different electronic device. So let me go back to the share on this. Let's see if this is a little bit better. Let me hit my present. We all know I love my PowerPoint or preaching format. Presentation, it just is what it is. I taught for years, and I don't think I would get on this type of format. I believe in verbalization, visualization, and memorization. So I believe seeing things visually helps you remember. I also believe in recitation, reciting things, rehearsing things, and repetition. I believe it helps people and students especially, and it's just a scientific fact which can be proven when it comes to students. Remember. So I believe in verbal aids, visual aids, and the like to help people. So one of the reasons I like my PowerPoint format, I like visual aids. How this one does.
Uncovering stories that matter to our community, working toward solutions. It's what we hear every day at CBS 2.
Now here's a look at some of our big investigations you may have missed today.
Thought they were donating their loved ones' bodies for search, only to find out butchered and sold for profit. Now, today, a result of our and sold for profit reporting. Now, today, state task force.
Everything is showing good on my end in this.
Regulating the industry and come up with a set of rules and regulations for Illinois. The deadline January 2022.
Yeah, that and sometimes, and like I said, it's going to deal with when you can, you have a certain amount of bandwidth, and when dealing with the bandwidth, you're dealing with different size payloads, and when you're dealing with different size payloads, and you're dealing with it's given in the equation, you have to deal with service providers, your neighborhood service provider. You really deal with a lot, but string is in the skips and jumps from what I noticed. So restream, you need to work out the kinks in your program. Yeah, you got some fine tuning and now I'm choppy as well with Letha. If I'm choppy now, it's because I'm moving around and I have a mic on this. So let me, because like I said, I'm on an audio device, electronic device. So it's not the electronic device. I'm choppy as well with Letha. If I'm choppy now, and I'm playing this back on another device. Because like I said, I'm on an audio device, electronic device, so it's not the electronic device. And so I'm sure everybody can hear me playing it back. I'm choppy now, and I'm playing this back on another device. I'm on an audio device, electronic device, so it's not the electronic device. And so I'm sure everybody can hear me playing. I'm choppy now, and I'm back on another device. Yeah. Monica Restream they have some features that I absolutely like about them. And then, like I said, they need to work out their bandwidth issues. They need to work that out, and they need to work out their web issues. Because the way that I'm using Restream is through my internet browser, and quite naturally is Google. So you expect Google to have their stuff together, but Google don't always have their stuff together either. Google, and I just you move. It's a bunch of bounce around. But you said body parts is interesting. Yes, it is. Now, the video I showed was the new one on the body parts. Now, let's flash back to when Rosemont, Michigan, man selling them body parts on the black market. Other device is bigger.
Always taking action for you.
First of 60 investigation of a business deal that deals in human body parts shifting from Detroit to Chicago as the feds launch a new raid.
And once again, hundreds of families will be left wondering if the bodies of loved ones have been
bought Monica,
and sold on the black
market. I did a
paid
version of Restream too, and it didn't matter.
Jim.
Stephen and Carolyn, this case started here, according to sources, when a man named Arthur Rathburn was shipping human bodies. The box
As a matter of fact, I'm still underneath the paid
cargo.
version.
Why were you stockpiling hundreds of human bodies here, sir? That's this business 13 months ago. For 2 days, federal investigators in hazmat suits removed body parts of 1,000 different people. Heads cut up and cash for the black market. Today, the rundown warehouse on Detroit's east side is shuttered and up for sale. Sources say Rathburns seized records them to the Chicago area today. A business called Biological Resource Center in Rosemont. It's difficult to see from the outside, but sources.
Now, Biological Resource Center, for those who remember the case and are still involved and stay forever. Remember, when it came to those darts, Rosemont Security shared the same address to where these body parts were being sold at illegally on the document in Illinois. Public Safety Department shared the same address. The Public Safety Department in Rosemont shared the same address as to where these illegal body parts were. In Illinois, they're circling back around to body parts. Echoing big time. I'm echoing now. Wow. Okay. So you said I'm echoing now. Like okay. It's so you said I'm echoing now. Let me stop the share on this. Okay. It's so you said I'm echoing now. I'm playing for another device too in the background. So if you hear a little echoing. Okay. It's so you said I'm echoing now. I'm playing for another device too in the background. So if you hear a little echoing. You all have a delay on your end. I'm in real time. I'm playing for another device too in the background. So if you hear a little echoing. And this is me playing it back through my third-party devices. You all have a delay on your end. I'm in real time. Okay, so let me break that down. Now, how's the sound now? Now that I've stopped to share, how's the sound now? I'm gonna wait for y'all to catch up in real time. Now, that's one of the things that. Hi, Royalty. How are you? Oh, it sounds good on your end. Thank you for letting me know, Royalty Rain. Again, everybody, electronic device is different, and when you're utilizing different electronic devices, that is going to also dictate the throughput coming to you on your end as well, too, as well as your service provider on that end. All of that matters. So, good, Royalty Rain. Right, Letha. Okay, so I wanted to hit those body parts in there. I wanted to hit that FBI raid, and that's all that I had in there. You've seen the beginning. Now I'm circling back around, and in my PowerPoint I have proof matters, class and session. Hold on for a minute, Joe. I got to get this together. This is not working out for me. Just give me a minute. This ain't. Excuse me. This ain't working out. This is just not working out for me at all right here. This is why I like to keep my hair short and cut all the way off. All right. Here we go. Now that's better. All right. That's better. Okay. So, like I said, I had the FBI raid in there of Detroit City Hall and some city council members. Michigan, we always got something going on. Then I showed the police officers. He got beat up from Michigan. We always have something going on. And I showed body parts because, again, it's circling back around to the illegal selling of body parts. And it goes back to Illinois. They are still those news anchors, that covered the story, are still covering that story. They're doing a follow-up from 2015. Now, in 2015, those illegal body parts, the man had businesses in Detroit, Michigan. He had warehouses. Okay. These people, family member, donated their bodies, some of them to medical science for their hearts, eyes, or whatever to be donated to others. And unfortunately, the body parts that they were donating to medical science for research as well as for others to have never got to them because you got a dark market. And ones on the dark market got to them illegally and have been selling their body parts and keeping them on ice. And I think it is very interesting when it comes to the Kanika Jenkins case, when it was speculations on whether or not somebody was going to utilize her body parts or whether or not her body parts would have been utilized. I don't like to speculate, but that's a conversation to be had simply because the public safety and the business shared the same address at that time. So like I said, 2015, it was like a sharing of the same address. And it's like, did you all shut it down? And they didn't 100% shut it down because body parts are still being sold illegally on the black market. So this is my plug for that right there. And this is my advice for that right there. For people who have, let me move this right here so this can stop hitting. Stop hitting. For people who have on their license that they're a heart donor or anything like that, I always recommend people get that off your license. Take that off your license. Get all that stuff off there. Because that'll give them a reason not to save your life. That'll give them a reason to really start targeting you. You're making yourself an open target. Get that mess up off your license. Yeah. That's my perspective. Cha-Cha, you said you in woody countryside. Let me take this earring off too because it keeps hitting my microphone. All right, so let's process of eliminate that too. All right, so I'm gonna play this back and I'm gonna see how it does. Like I said, I'm on another electronic device where I know my audio drive is good. 9 out of 10 times on my other electronic device, I'm gonna have to update the audio drive there, uninstall, reinstall, run test on it, so on and so forth. But let's get back down to this right here. For people, because there's been a lot of comments made. Let me go here. All right. So let me go here. Let me go here. All right. Let me go to my real quick. I don't want the dashboard. Yeah. We back up out of this. Let me go to my community wall real quick. I didn't mean to go back into music. Let me go to my community wall real quick. Let me do the share on that. It's been getting real. Again, earlier today, and I did some reporting. I'm going to, right here. Here we go. Community. And thanks for the shares, everybody. When you share this information, I appreciate it. No. All right. That's Michigan. Okay. Here we go. Do the share on this. As it pertains to this Robert Sylvester Kelly case, and people may say, well, why are you jumping off into that? We thought you were about justice. It's always about justice to me. It is about as well as holding elected or opponent officials accountable, or judges, prosecutors, and the like. I don't care what people say about this case. At the end of the day, I have to go back to what my dad was animate about when I was younger. He always said he would allow me to debate him. Fine. He would be like, good debate. Good debate. You debated good, but what can you prove? He said at the end of the day, it's going to come back to the proof, or you will lose. What can you prove, and where's the evidence? At the end of the day, after he let me do all them debates with him, and he would say, you're doing good, and there's no way that I was out debating my father. That just was not happening. Even though I think he was just really kidding around with me. I'm going to be honest. But I think he was really just listening, honestly, and just saying some stuff back. Honestly. What he taught me was this. At the end of the day, I don't care how good you can debate. I don't care what you think you know. What can you prove? Where's your evidence at? To substantiate and prove whatever you're saying. You either have it or you don't. And when it comes to this Robert Sylvester Kelly case, I don't care what a million people are saying, because you know how the old cliche goes. You tell a lie, you keep repeating the lie and repeating the lie, and eventually people will believe the lie is the truth. At the end of the day, I'm about concrete evidence. We are about what can be proven and where is that. If you say you have a video footage, it better be authenticated, because we already know everything leaves a digital fingerprint, and all things can be edited, modified, tampered with, and the like when it comes to electronic evidence. We already know that. We don't even have to pontificate about that. Okay, we know that. When it comes to them saying certain things, I want to know, what can you prove? And again, let me say this to the people who have admitted on these third-party platforms to watching underage illicit material. That's not legal. And so it goes back to how dumb can you be? You've given an admission on third-party platforms that you've watched some underage illicit alleged materials, and that's not legal. Not only that, I have people saying that they shared it. That's not legal either. And you're on a third-party platform doing such. That's called self-incriminating. So when people respond as if they are super studious, I have to question your level of being astute. Yeah, I really do. I'm not attempting to be facetious to anyone. I just really have to question your level of being astute. Not only that, I'm going to always question the forensics. You either have a proof or you don't. And if you have it, did you tamper with it? Okay, let us come behind you, conduct our own fact-finding investigations and see if he was tampering with some stuff. Because I had a whole bunch of people trying to say, well, I saw the video. I saw the video. They on here self-incriminating, saying that they saw some illicit, alleged underage, what could be deemed as pornography. So to those people, do you think you need to be put in the super smart category? And again, at the end of the day, I don't care about how you feel. I care about the proof. I care about the science. I care about the forensics. You either have it or you don't. Lethal, everybody's supposed to be held accountable, but who's the law for? The law for the lawless. So that goes back to sensationalism from news media outlets, not reporting the truth, but sensationalism. That means you have not reported anything based off facts. You're not reporting based off facts. You're reporting based off drama and you want the attention and the ratings. I don't give a flying fart about the news media ratings. I want the facts and I want the truth and I want the proof. So when it comes to this R. Kelly case, what I have seen since it started is a sensationalism from news outlets. Let me say it again. One news outlet, because I jumped down in their comment section and I said, you're being biased. You're reporting this from one side. I don't want to hear this one-sided stuff. And that's why I'm going to make sure that your news outlet is under ethics review. You're supposed to report the facts. You're supposed to be reporting with some integrity. Not only that, you're supposed to be reporting both sides. I've yet to see you do that. And guess what they started doing? Reporting cross-examinations. Well, cross-examinations have been going on since day 2. After the opening, statements and witnesses been up there. Cross-examinations have been being conducted. But you only hear one side. You only hear about what the witnesses said. You don't hear them getting crossed up in the cross-examinations. And so shout out to all of the African-American women and men who have been in a courtroom, and I have been sharing their posts and their information on my community wall so people can see it from themselves, because they make sure that they are showing themselves right outside that courtroom before they go in, because they cannot have their electronic devices. So they can eliminate people saying, are you really there? They have been showing their thick notebooks. Shout out to the sisters, the African-American women and the women, period, in the courtroom who have been taking the thick notes. I mean, they got notebooks full of nothing but notes pertaining to this trial. Because you hear the news media spin on it and you just think, oh, he's guilty. He's a monster. What they call him, a predator. Then you listen to the sisters and the other people who are in the courtroom come out and report, and they say the cross-examinations have been fired. They're catching them every kind of way. The judges even had to stop and say, it's been some inconsistencies in their alleged victims' testimony, in their witnesses' testimony. I'm waiting for the news media to come out and say, now one lady did come out and say, who was in the courtroom, that Demetrius Smith is his name, was just not a good witness at all. He didn't help the prosecutors at all, because he got up there and said he didn't remember nothing. He didn't remember anything. That's not what he said. He didn't recall that. Then when the judge was probing him to answer the questions, they said he told, when she was saying she was getting tired of, him taking his time or whatever, he told her he was tired too and he could just go home. He didn't have to be there. He could go home. He was getting tired too. He was tired too. So I was waiting for them to report it like it happened. But I guess they don't want to report the truth. They just want the sensationalism. Also, my perspective on him is he's an old fox. And when you mess with an old fox who's clever, they're going to out-slick you every time if you're not astute. So in that regards, from my perspective, what he proved to me was, for you prosecutors who thought you were all that in a bag of chips in this case, you're not as smart as you think you are. Because that old fox out-slicked you. He didn't give you what you wanted, but you gave him immunity. And he told you nothing to help your case. Isn't that interesting? Okay, I'm not. What's going on? Okay, now I'm back in real time. Let me refresh my stuff. So, Just Jazz has been one of the people. I've been sharing her stuff. And she went to a Google Meets on sharing her information after she started having technical issues with Zoom. I've been sharing Hollywood Next's information. She flew back home today to Illinois, to the state of Illinois. I've been sharing infamous Sylvia's information. And her and Dottie or Dodie have been working together. They're there as well. So people can get different perspectives. And all of these women, and it's been some men out there too, but I haven't been to their channels. All of these women have been in there taking notes. And although they don't really interact with each other like that, they've saying the same thing. Some note taken for every last one of them have been more detailed in some instances, but what the other don't detail from their note taken is like the other one has been presenting. So what's been interesting is they were reporting that yesterday that Jane Doe number 5, Azriel, however she pronounced her name, was really looking like she was shook. Let me stop the share on this. They said she was looking a little shooken up yesterday. But this is what I want to tell people, especially my African American people, who tend to take plea deals when we go to court. Don't take the plea deal. Not only that, I want to get to it. I'm going to find it in just a minute. Like I said, I had it pulled up on my other device. One of the things that one of the trial attendees with firsthand information stated was the defense, not the prosecutors, asked Azriel, Jane Doe number 5, if she really understood the ramifications of testifying in a federal court case. And I think what they were asking her was if she really understood what it means for her if she purged herself under oath. If it had been explained to her. And they said her response was no, it was not explained to her. I find that very interesting. That's one of the things that stood out to me while listening to all of the ladies. go over their notes. When the one said that, I said, that's interesting. Who are these prosecutors really attempting to help? Themselves. They like sensationalism. What is this about? Creating a name for themselves. What is this about? Have they been so damaged? And are they so seared in their heart because some male abused them in their lives to they're not able to psychologically discern between the truth and the lie, fact and reality, and not insert their situation into another person's situation, or not insert themselves into another person's situation, and really step back and look at it from a extremely objective standpoint. So I'm questioning the prosecutors. Not only that, I'm questioning what is their modus operandus, their method of operating. Not only that, for the band, people jumping on the, they don't want to wait for the facts and be presented with the facts on this case and on this trial. What? You jumping on a Me Too movement bandwagon? You believe all women, huh? Exonerated Central Park 5. Emmett Till. Tulsa. Black Wall Street. I can run it. Instance after instance. The alleged Karens out there. It's a plethora of reasons why you never believe all women. It's a plethora of reasons why you believe the facts and you want the evidence and you go where the evidence and the facts lead. First of all, it just makes good sense. Second of all, we don't need to dog on sensationalism and gossip. Number 3, you destroy lives with lies and your sensationalism and not waiting for all of the information to be presented. It's his side, her side, and then you get to the truth, which are supposed to get to the truth based off the facts. Again, I don't care how people feel. What can you prove? I am so thankful to have had the father that I had. Like he said, good debate. And where's your proof? Where's the evidence? As he told me as a child, anybody would be up there. Anybody can stand there and debate good. Debate wonderfully. But what can you prove? Where's your evidence at? What you got backing you up? Anybody can lie. Where's your proof? So to all of the women out there who want to deflect, because there's been a lot of women deflecting the men too in comment sections, saying, well, you must don't care about the kids. They were kids. He molested somebody. Molestation is taking it by force. Let's be clear about that. They was underage. Were they really? Because according to their own words in court, they lied about their age. They've been lying about names and everything else. They said that under oath in court. Not only that, you go back, news media, news flash. Did y'all forget how to go back to people's social media accounts? Because it seems like you were excellent at doing that the previous years. Now, these women and men got everything under the sun on their social media pages that alluded to the fact that they would not be credible witnesses on the stand. I'm waiting for the news media to report that. As a matter of fact, today, again, in the cross-examination, according to people who have been inside the courtroom, they said the defense team again walked over to the witness and made her read her own letters. just like they had to do yesterday. According to the people who have been inside the court, they said the defense walked over to the alleged witness and made her read back her own stuff and showed her pictures because she kept saying she couldn't remember. She don't know that. She wasn't there. And then they showed her some images of her being there. And I have these ideologues running around here talking about believe all women. No, we don't. We believe the science and the proof and the truth. Get that mess up out of here. What can you prove? And to the men too. And men, you should be thinking a little bit more logically. Get out y'all feelings too. What can be proven? You should know better than that. Charge bargaining, sentence bargaining, and fact bargaining. Thank you, P. Legal. Yes. I already know video footage has to be authenticated. Not only does video footage, since we're talking about my field real quick, have to be authenticated, it's more than just authenticating the video footage. It's the method that you use to authenticate. That matters. It's the way that you store it. That matters. It's the way that you handle it on the way to storing. That matters. And it's the way that you maintain it. All of that matters. Because if you mess up in any of those areas, you can damage the data. You can damage the data. So can we talk? Can we really talk? Can we really have a conversation? Or are people going to stay in their feelings about this case? News media, sensationalism. All your titles are straight sensationalist. Oh, I said it. The witness said this and this and this and that. That's sensationalism. You're not talking about the fact that in cross-examination, they're getting caught up in lies and caught up in what they said left and right. And so I am so happy there's other people in that court running out right after court and doing breaks saying, ho, wait a minute. Let me get to this. Let me pull these videos up from some first witnesses with firsthand knowledge because they've been at the trial in the courtroom. Let me hear their words. See if this is going to play in the background.
Hold on, the meeting and hold on, which were okay. So at this meeting that she had with him, which
Let me do the share on this.
and they got the photo outfit of that day, right? She said she was dressed in baggy clothes. This is what they read her grand jury still testimonies on top of her testimony to the government. Okay, this is what government. So he's asking her. She said, and then she said she dressed in baggy clothes. Now the lie detector determined that was a lie because she said wet clothes, and then she said no, and he said, well, you meeting with the government, they advise you it's a crime to make a false statement, and there's consequences, right? She said no. Jane Doe number 5 said no. The government didn't tell me making false statements and stuff to y'all is a consequence. So then they said the mother wanted employment was Jane Doe number 5 suggested. Then he said, but didn't you tell the government it was your mother idea to get job offerings and things of that nature? Oh, this girl got so aggressive. She was agitated at this point. According to you, Jane Doe number 5, Kels wanted to perform sexual behaviors. The police came. She was in the room. They asked her when the police came, you was in the room. This is what was said. Hold on. I'm gonna give it to y'all. I'm about to give it to them. I know they watching this. They mad as hell. She thought, I don't know why she thought she was gonna go in and see what they don't understand is the government needs to stop telling lies. Okay, and the reason they need to stop telling lies is because they only can hold your hand when they talking to you, baby. They gotta let you go when the defense is talking to you. That motherfucking mechanic is a beast. He said, don't look at them. Don't look at them. She was like, help me, y'all. Why y'all letting them do me like this? It was like, what y'all doing, man? What y'all
doing? That's what they doing, their job.
She was not prepared for this right here. You hear me? She wasn't ready, y'all. And I mean, she wasn't ready. Now, she told the police she was 18 years old. Her ID.
Bam, they got you. They can get her for fraud. Not only that, they can double back and get those police officers. This is from somebody who's been at the trial, in the court. That's just one person. I have others. But the news media, what y'all doing? You're not. And Miss Sylvia, who's purchased the transcripts and making sure that, listen, she had to pay for transcripts. And if y'all want certain, like she said, if you want certain copies of the transcripts, some amount will be $50. She can give you a copy that's only going to include, a certain amount of the transcript. You want $75, she'll give you all three transcripts, but them transcripts are not cheap. And Miss Sylvia, for everybody out there, why is she making people pay for transcripts? Because she had to pay for transcripts. And what you think, you just gonna get a copy of the transcripts and these people had to pay? Now I have her proof up there too, where she purchased some copies of them transcripts, and that was some money. Okay, so Miss Sylvia and Dottie, they usually go to court together. But did you hear what the lady said, who's been inside the court? Again, and I'm going to get to Miss Sylvia and Dottie in a minute, because they said basically the same thing. And Jess, like I said, Jess really stopped putting her stuff out on YouTube and went into a Google Meets type format to give her updates because of Zoom issues. So understandable, but she's been giving her updates as well. The fact that the prosecutors didn't inform these young little liars on www.howdumbcanyoube that when you hit that stand, whatever you do, make sure you tell the truth. Not only that, before you hit the stand, go back through all your social media posts. Go back through all the video footage on you about you, because it will come up in court. That was the prosecutor's responsibility to do. And I'll ask again, who are these women who are prosecuting this case? You part of a Me Too movement? Believe all women? And you getting these witnesses crossed up left and right on the stand. They're getting caught in their web of lies and inconsistencies. Who are you women? And don't tell me you know justice advocates. And I meant exactly what I said. Don't tell me you know justice advocates. because I don't want to hear that foolishness. And to the news media, I mean exactly what I said. You're into sensationalism. You are not reporting everything that you should be reporting. You have yet to touch the surface on the cross-examinations. One news anchor, witness number 5 is standing tall. That's an interesting perspective, because I've heard from other women, she was in there and didn't know what to do. She was shook. Not only that, they said that the prosecutors was shook by the stuff she was saying. They was a little shook and razzled yesterday. And so the defense got to finish cross-examining today. And they said they didn't turn down. They turned up. They said turn down for what? You want to be all over social media? You want it to be famous, right? Here you go. But it's a shame. The judge, you should have been thrown this out, because I'm looking side-eyed at you too. You better bring me something concrete. I don't give a doggone about no hearsay, baby, or what he said, she said. You better bring me some proof. So they gave what? Over 3,000 pages? That's what they submitted? Did you go through those 3,000 pages? P Legal, they said these pages cost more than that. They said the pages cost more than that, baby. No pun intended for calling her baby, because I don't want nobody to misinterpret and twist my words. P Legal, they said pages cost more than that. So that's one person. Now let me get to Miss Sylvia now. Again, news media. You're reporting sensationalism. I don't want to hear the sensationalism. I want to hear all sides, including what the judge has been saying. Because you all aren't hitting on that either. Again, for these women, these prosecutors, who are you? Who are you? You setting these people up for failure. Everybody except for the slick fox. Because he didn't tell y'all nothing and walked away and got immunity. He played y'all like the fox he was. All right.
Try to get a job as a driver. She's studying going back and forth. So.
All right, so let me back this up some. All right, so who we hear from next will be Miss Sylvia and Dottie, or Dodie, however she pronounces her name. I'm not sure how she pronounces it, but we'll hear a little bit from them. Yeah, those transcripts, yeah, P Legal. They said the transcripts are just about $6.50 plus per page, and who want to pay $6.50 for a page of somebody's transcript? Like, yeah, that's P Legal. That's about where it is for these transcripts. Excuse me, beverage break. My orange juice. Okay, I have that pulled up in the background. So again, thank you for all of the people who have been there in the court, coming out on lunch break, doing the updates, or waiting till they get back to wherever they're residing, doing consistent updates. Like I said, these women and men, all of the women that I've seen so far, they have notebooks full of nothing but notes and pages that they have been taking on the inside of that trial. And they have been doing a better job reporting both sides than the news media. Isn't that interesting? Even though they bring their own flavor to it, they have their own way that they speak, they are still getting what was said out. And they're not trying to rely on their memory. They're taking notes. Sometimes the dullest ink is better than the sharpest memory. You write it down so you don't forget. Let me say it again for the people who may watch this in the future and may be maybe having a little off day. Sometimes the dullest is better than the sharpest memory, period. That means you write it down. You date it. You put a time on it. It's called documentation. All right, so let's get to Mrs. Let me do the share on, and all of these ladies have given permission to share their information. So again, we know how I am about utilizing other people's information and stealing other people's work. I'm not big on that, or just not giving people credit for their work. I don't like that. So again, these women have given permission for people to utilize what they're saying and presenting in their videos and just get the information out. So people can hear, because like they said, that they've been saying how the judge has been responding, how the prosecutors have been responding, how the witnesses have been responding. They've even been stating how R. Kelly has been responding, as well as the defense team. See, these women have been giving a balanced perspective. But when you look at the news, you would think, oh, I see people in comment sections like, oh, oh, it's going down. I said, oh, wait a minute. News outlets, you guys aren't even reporting this stuff from a non-biased perspective. So let me get to the share on this. Let me get to the other persons. So this is Miss Dottie and Mrs. Sylvia. And like I said, Dottie usually does the talking and reading from her notes. So here we go. Yeah, it is P-legal, but unfortunately, it's not new to the news media over here. It's true to the news media over here. They love to assassinate Black men's character. They love to defame their name, assassinate their character, and go after them with a vitriol and take their finances. You know, they just love to do things like that. It's not new over here. Historically, when you look back, it dates all the way back. And I don't believe these news outlets should be licensed. I believe their license should be revoked or suspended until you can get some people up in there with some integrity. Because you would not be in my news media station with this sensationalism. Yeah, you can bring your theatrics to it all you want to, but I need you to get the facts out. Be as theatrical as you want to be getting that information out. All sides. After you've done some investigating. So here we go.
Give that to him and he refused it. She said no. He didn't. He actually said to make him an offer. So they said, so at your graduation, your parents made a proposal to him for a Bluetooth dildo and he refused it. She said no, that's actually where he made the offer. So he never refused that deal and said he did not want to do anything. He wouldn't put his name on that. She said, yeah, he said that, but that was in private to me.
Tell her all the things that the mom wanted to do the jobs.
Extortion.
So, yeah, she said so. Yeah, he did say he didn't want to do it, but she claims that that was just to her. So as well as it did, though, they also wanted him to do a food truck. They wanted him, Angelo tried to get him to do, so he wanted to be Rob's lightning guy. The mother tried to get a job with Rob.
Driver.
Well, first she said, they said, nah, and didn't your mother try to get something with him? And she said, no. Again, your mother did not try to get any job. She said, well, actually, it wasn't my try to get any job. My mom. I tried to get him to give my mom a job. So then they went back to her state government and showed her that she actually said that her mother tried to be his assistant, to be his driver, and was it something else? Tried to be his assistant. Tried to be his. That's what 5 things right there to do, and he said no.
The parents were the ones who said that they're going to call the police. They're going to be downstairs for 30 minutes. They're going to call the police to come up there yesterday.
You right. You right. She did say she didn't recall when the graduation was, but she knew that that's where the business deals was going down at the graduation. I'm sorry.
No, I was saying about. I just forgot. Sorry, I'm old.
Okay, what did she say when they asked her about eating feasts? She said Rob wasn't there. She did that on her own. She said yesterday she did it. She did it twice, but today she said she only did it. Yeah.
My answer to all you guys, the parents are going to jail. The parents are going to jail. They're going to jail.
You right, the defense hasn't even they haven't even brought their best yet. Okay, so then she says she was going back and forth with Kanik because she kept saying my mom didn't try to get a job. I told her to. She tried to get a job as a driver. She's studied going back and forth. No, just for it to come out that her mom actually did. Because so what's going on is they're actually giving her statements that she made to the government originally. So all this stuff was she told to the government about her parents. So they're presenting her with stuff that she actually said. And now she's coming into court. Well, she actually testified to the grand jury saying something totally different.
And then she said the government's the one that lied.
Yeah, she said no, they lying. She said that the government is lying. She didn't say this stuff. Yeah. They says, did your mother tell you to take pics that could be used as blackmail? She says no. So they bring out exhibit AC2. And it says, isn't it fact that you told the government in 2020 that before you met Kelly, you were taking a break from music, and then she said that she was transitioning before she said no. Today with that the blackmail, the mother had actually told her to take several pictures. So do you guys remember those pictures that was released of Azriel sitting on Rob's lap and she kissing his cheek? I talked about them yesterday too, because the government showed those pictures as part of their evidence. She's kissing his cheek, they staring into each other's eyes, all of that stuff. I think some people had it on their channels and they was talking about Rob. Y'all remember that? Okay, those were staged. The mother told her to take those pictures in those positions just so that she could have some collateral and whatever that she needed if Rob did not do any of these business deals with them. And Azriel testified to that. So again, I'm not saying this. Their daughter said this today. She asked, identify herself. She met with the government. She said. Okay, so she talked to the government in 2020, and they asked her, when you met with Rob at the Dolphins Hotel, what were you wearing? She told the government she was wearing some baggy clothes. She testified yesterday that she had on a mesh She actually was wearing a mesh top, with crop top underneath, tied to the government. She lied today. She lied to the government because they actually have a picture of her in the outfit that she described. She told the government, she had told the government that she had just gotten out of her weightlifting class. But remember, when she said she was at her Patriot class, her music class yesterday. When she left her music class, she went to her friend's house, changed her clothes, and then went to the hotel and met Rob at the Sprinter. She had already told the government that she was at a weightlifting class. That's one candidate. Did the government advise you about making false statements? Did they tell you that making false statements was a crime? She said yes. She said, but they didn't tell her the consequences. So just mind you how many lies. Y'all just see all the lies they done caught up in. So then now they went back to the mom seeking employment. She says when she met with the government, her mother, she told the government her mother told her to meet with Rob for employment. She wanted to meet with Rob so he could give her some type of employment. She said she didn't recall telling the government that. They showed her the statement, proved it, and then they basically proved that it wasn't her suggestion, it was her mom's suggestion for her to get job with Rob.
Okay, so
that's also what she said. No, the government was lying.
and I'm gonna stop to share on that. So you hear somebody from, again, another person, and like I said, Jess and her share on the first few days, she gave her perspective too, and all of these women, plural, are saying the same thing. And they have notebooks. They've been in there, and Hollywood Next, like I said, she's the one that usually will come out during lunchtime and just give a quick updates and then get back in there. Miss Sylvia and Dottie, they'll wait till they're back wherever they're residing at in the New York area. And then Jess, she'll wait till she's back. They'll wait until later, and then they're settled, and then give their updates. But Just Next flew back home today to her home state of Illinois today. Now, they say a court for Friday will not be happening. And court for some of those days in September won't be happening. So they all three of them have given the specific court dates pertaining to the trial. So it's going to be some times that there'll be no trial, no hearing going forth, presiding on certain days, and then it'll resume on other days. So according to the schedules that they've all been given. So they all discuss that throughout their lives and everything. And I think these ladies have done a good job of getting in there, taking notes, telling all sides. Like I said, you would have to go through on your own, and you can go to my community wall and you can see the video footage that is up there that will take you directly to their channels, and you can listen to all of them straight through. And it's hours, and you expect it to be hours because they were in the court for hours. So they have hours worth of notes and days worth of notes, different notebooks. Like they say, when they run out and complete a notebook, they go to the next one. So this is the information that we expect the news media to be out here saying, not this, the witness said this and the witness said that, but you're not talking about the cross-examination and how they didn't got crossed up in lies. And the fact that she said they didn't tell her the consequences. You know, yeah, she could be in trouble if she lied on the oath, but they didn't tell her the consequences. And she didn't got crossed up. Anytime the defense have to come over to you and show you yourself and showing you back the statements that you gave in a deposition prior to court. or before the grand jury prior to this happening, and then you switch it up, and they bringing it over. They said they've been bringing it over to her, making her read from it. Read your statement. This is what you said prior to this. Now, I'm waiting for the news media to that. And all of the ladies said she was looking flustered the other day doing those cross-examinations and was looking like, I need a lifeline. Somebody help. And they also said the judge had to tell her, you're inconsistent. You're inconsistent. There's a bunch of inconsistencies here. I'm waiting for the news to report that too. No, but they want to be into sensationalism. Yeah. And that's why I say it's not funny to tie the court's time up with this, and all those attorneys need to be under an ethics review. And who are they really up there for? What is their purpose? Because they got an agenda as well as an ulterior motive from my perspective. Are they some women scorned who hate men? That's a question I want to know. Has this skewed your logic and ability to think? But to the witnesses who gonna get up there and attempt to lie, How dumb can you be? To the prosecutors, How dumb can you be? It is your responsibility to vet your witnesses prior to them taking that stage. And I'll say it again, from my perspective, none of them would have been up there as a witness for me. Because they all had credibility issues. I'm not putting you. I'm not putting you up there on the stand. And that's just based off of what you had on your social media posts and all the video footage out on you. I would not have put them up there to help me win a case and convict somebody. No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't have got up there. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. I don't care nothing about your acting and nothing about all that crying. I'm not bringing you up there if I don't have no proof. If I don't have no evidence, you're not getting up there. You're not getting up there. It better be, I'm gonna need some forensics. And then they're saying, the Jones lady, she wanted to do a Zoom. Now, Hollywood Next said this when she was flying out, when she was on her way flying back home, when she was in the airport. She said some Jones lady or whatever, she want to do a Zoom in, and the judge said no, and the defense said no. They refuted that. They want her there. They want her there in court, and whatever Jones it is that Azriel knows, she got to come to court. And if she don't show up in court, they're gonna hold her contempt of court. She got to show up. They said ain't no Zooming for her. They want her there. She can forget about a Zoom conference. They want her there in person, or it's gonna be some problems. I said, oh, oh my. Oh, what a tangled web you weave when you lie. A lying tongue only lasts a moment. The truth endures the test of time. I've been waiting on the news media to report this stuff right. Like I said, one news media finally came out and started reporting the other side. But that's after people jumping in the comment section, making a bunch of statements. Shouldn't take all that. But yeah, they said she gave an admission to eating feces. And it said R. Kelly didn't have nothing to do with that, like they were saying prior. they've been saying she's been singing like a canary on her parents, and the prosecutors specifically asked them not to bring the parents into this. But day one, when she hit that stand, they said she threw everything she could at her parents and pulled them in there all kind of ways. Prosecutors didn't want the parents brought up. Guess what? She brought them up. And again today, the lady said she brought the parents up again today. Not only that, she said it was her parents under oath, her mama that was texting R. Kelly when she got a hold of his number at first. It wasn't her, it was her mom. Not only that, she gave an admission to her parents attempting to blackmail R. Kelly. Said they set that whole thing up. She said that under oath. I'm waiting for the sensationalistic news media to report that. Also, R. Kelly had cameras at his home. I'm waiting to see some video footage authenticated from surveillance cameras he had on his premises that would validate anything that these alleged witnesses and victims have encountered. I'm waiting to see that. And I'll say it again. I have seen no evidence. But what the defense team is doing for them, and she's not the only one they've done it to, they said they have been showing these witnesses their images to themselves. They said they had on this, and then you get to the image of what they was wearing that day, and they had on something else. And then they've been giving them what they said to the grand juror prior to coming in court, making them read back from their own statements verbatim. And yesterday, they said the prosecutor, one of the prosecutors at the Azriel, or however she pronounced her name, was saying all that stuff about her parents and saying all that stuff. They said she was on her cell phone in court like this. Like she was just as your witness. What you want to be up in court doing that for? Now I'm waiting for the news to report that too. They said the prosecutor one of the prosecutors got up and she was just going on that phone, was like, she was shook. They was a little shook yesterday. But that's what you get for not vetting your witnesses and having your stuff together. And they said when Demetrius Smith took the stand, now it was funny when they was saying what they were saying about Demetrius Smith, because they said all of them was saying, he was like, I didn't say that. I can't recall. I don't remember. Nope. They said, and at one point, all of the women who have been in there said the same thing, just different ways. They said at one point, Demetrius said, nope. R. Kelly wasn't even there. Nope. Nope. I don't know nothing about no Aaliyah being pregnant. Nope. I don't know nothing about no, I don't know nothing about no marriage. Nope. Isn't that the one who allegedly initially brought all this stuff out years ago? Then they said he got up in there, was like, nope. I don't know nothing about that. I don't know nothing about that. I don't remember that. That's an old fox from Illinois, from my perspective. He didn't outsmart it, y'all. Clever fox. Got his immunity and didn't tell you anything. He played you like a fiddle faddle fool. These takers and these hustlers have been playing the news media, as well as those prosecutors, like fiddle faddle fools. That's the ultimate. You just got played. He got his immunity, and didn't tell y'all a dang on thing when he hit that stand, according to the women who's been inside and some males who's been inside too. Prosecutors, again, I question your studiousness, your ability to be astute and pay attention to details, and to present credible witnesses in a case such as this, and not to go off a docuseries full of gossip. So, having said that, now that I've shown some of that, and we've gotten to the end of this, this is not funny, but you can't make this up. You again, because some of it is, I find myself chuckling, and not because I'm taking light of anything, but I find myself chuckling because of, I don't know what they thought this would be. This is not a reality TV show once you hit a real stand and you win a real trial. So, all that reality TV show boating and those antics, throw that out the window. It gets real when you hit them courts. So, it will be interesting to see how the day ended, and I'm going to, when I get off here, Miss Sylvia and Dodie should have went live. Jess should have went live. I'm going to look at their updates and try to find the males who have given their updates as well, to hear from their perspective, because I know the news media is not going to say it like it's being said by them. Because they're not holding it up. They just like, this one said that one said that. She responded like this. He was looking like that. He was shaking his head when that happened. This was happening. This one was doing that. They're really being observing and observing their surroundings while they're in this trial. So, having said that, Letha, and I would need some concrete proof that she ate feces too, because that would show up in her system. Where's the hospital report? Where's the medical report? I'm waiting for medical reports for all of them, even the ones who alleged that R. Kelly gave them herpes. I'm waiting for medical reports. I'm waiting to hear what those doctors had to say about those women. Also, Jerronda Pace Johnson, or whatever her name is, her sisters came out after she gave her testimony and said she was up there lying. Sisters, plural. So it's going to be interesting to see. The first few weeks is all prosecutors and their witnesses. The last 2 weeks is going to be the defense team and their witnesses. So I'm expecting for this to get even more turned up than what it already is inside the court. I'm also wanting news media to come out and tell it like it is. Stop all this lying, hiding, and sensationalism, and tell it like a TIA is. You know, if you've been in that court, you know what's been going on. Don't come out talking about she stood tall when everybody else said she looked like she was gasping for air and she looked like she was shook on the stand. Stop that dumb stuff. Don't play with our intelligence like that. Now, other people have been reporting she's been caught up in lies. They all been caught up in lies, except for Demetrius. They say he got up there and said he didn't remember nothing, couldn't remember nothing. Nope, don't remember none of that. No, Matter of fact, he wasn't even there. That's a slick. That slick fox right there got y'all. He got y'all. He got y'all. He outwitted you all. That's an old slick Illinois fox. That's Slick Rick from the street. What you thought he was gonna do? Them Slick Ricks and Slick Willies. No offense to you if your name is Willie or Rick. I'm not specifically talking about you. Literally, I'm using it figuratively. Will outslick your behind every time. You find a fool, you bump their head. And he didn't go some prosecutors' heads. Now, having said that, again, I'm going to get off here and watch the other ones. You all have a pleasant evening and a pleasant night. And again, we want the facts. We want the proof. Anybody can say anything. At the end of the day, it's about what can you prove. We have to. I'm watching this cases here in my state of Michigan, why the FBI raided the city hall downtown Detroit, and why they are going after those 2 council members. And man, I want to go and say something to y'all, but I'm not. Unless I just happen to see y'all face to face. You two face to face. Other than that, I'm just gonna stay out. I'm just gonna stay out of that for right now. Police officer in Detroit, you just got on the force and you got beat down. You should have known better than that in Greektown. You already know. Now, you don't, and you've been making racial slurs. You was making racial slurs too. Should know better than that. That stuff don't fly. That don't fly in Detroit. That don't fly. It ain't just Detroit. That stuff don't fly here. Not around a bunch of people rich and melanated like us. That's the wrong thing to do. And then we have some other stuff to get to. Barr, the pumpkin with a wig. Rudy Giuliani. And some of the Trump supporters switching their story up, and they're going to start singing like some canaries because they don't want to do all that time in prison. Now that the electronics, digital fingerprints are showing up for everything that they've done, let the record show. We've got to get to that. Mark Zuckerberg, Biden administration is on your head again. Not only for the antitrust, they're on you and Instagram for allowing that fake information to be pushed out about these vaccines on your platforms. So they're going to sue you again for that. You're getting ready to get sued for that. So we got to discuss that. And then these hacks going on, these hackers going wild, per usual, hitting everybody's systems, exploiting the systems. But that's what hackers do, right? They find your vulnerabilities and they exploit them. The rogue hackers find your vulnerabilities and exploit them. Right? That's what they do. These parents who have been murdering their kids, y'all need to stop. You don't want your kids to go get your kid to somebody else. Somebody else wants your kid. And these family members murdering siblings' children and hiding them and all this crazy stuff. Stop that. Stop that. So it's a lot going on. It's a lot to get to. We got to get caught up on. You said play Lauryn Hill. I don't know how it's going to play through this since it was choppy earlier in this live. I don't even want to risk it at this point. And then on the other end, have that choppiness and that echoing that you all heard earlier. So with that being said, thank you for streaming, everybody. You have a pleasant evening and a pleasant night. But let's remember this. We follow where the evidence leads. We believe the truth. We go where the facts lead. And we always stay actively engaged. We do the work. And if we can look up, we can get up. If we can get up, we can go up. Thanks for streaming, everybody. Bye-bye. Have a pleasant night.